We all have this picture in our heads, right? The pirate captain, standing tall on the quarterdeck, shouting orders, sailing off into a golden sunset. But that's the highlight reel. That's the end of the story. The journey to get there? Well, that's anything but glamorous. So let's dive in and see what it really took to climb that greasy, salt-stained ladder on a pirate ship.
And really, this is what it all comes down to. That one single hope. It's the reason you get up before the sun even thinks about rising. It's what makes you haul on a rope until your hands are raw and your shoulders are screaming. It's that promise of freedom, of being the one in charge, that fuels the whole crazy enterprise.
And here it is, the reality check. Because that dream, it doesn't start with a spyglass and a map. Nope, it starts down in the bilge, in the filth. Before you can even think about giving orders, you've got to get really, really good at taking them. Your pirate career doesn't begin with a sword in your hand. It begins with a bucket.
So welcome to the bottom of the barrel. This is your new home. This is where your story begins. Forget respect, forget rest, just get ready to work. Everybody starts here. You have to learn the ship from the keel all the way up. You are the absolute lowest of the low. You wake up before anybody else, probably because someone kicked you or splashed some cold, questionable water on you. You're the gopher, the errand runner. You're basically an invisible pair of hands that does all the miserable jobs nobody else even wants to look at. Your day is just a blur of thankless tasks. You're hauling water, carrying messages you can't even read, coiling ropes that feel like they weigh more than you do, and scrubbing. Well, you scrub everything. A voice from above yells down, "I've seen barnacles with more hustle." And that's about the only recognition you get all day. You're not a pirate yet. You're just the boy.
Hey, look at that, a promotion. Well, sort of. You're still at the bottom, but you're not the boy anymore. Now, instead of 20 different miserable jobs, you have one main miserable job. It's a tiny step, for sure. But hey, it's a step up. You've got a title now.
So this is your world. On your knees, scrubbing planks stained with sun, salt, and who knows what else. You scrub, you rinse, you scrub some more. The bosun, the guy in charge of discipline, walks by and you scrub harder, keeping your head down. If he passes without kicking you or saying a word, that's a good day. It is mind-numbingly monotonous, but it's your job.
Okay, now we're talking. You're finally a seaman. Turns out all those hours on your knees weren't just about cleaning. You were learning. You learned every rope, every knot, every creak of the ship. And now you're part of the engine that makes this vessel fly. You're climbing the rigging in a gale, trimming the sails to catch every last whisper of wind. Your work isn't about cleaning up anymore. It's about keeping everyone alive. You've earned this.
And this is what it's all for, isn't it? The lookout shouts. The whispers ripple through the crew, turning into excited grins. A merchant ship. You know what that means. Easy money. This crew hasn't lost a fight in years. You can't help but smile yourself. This is going to be good.
All right, let's climb another rung on this ladder. Now we're getting into the territory of the specialists. These aren't just guys who can pull a rope. These are the crew members with very specific, absolutely vital skills, the kind of skills nobody else has. You can't just replace these people. These three roles are pretty much the lifeblood of the ship. The cook, he keeps the crew fed and happy, because trust me, hungry pirates are dangerous pirates. The gunner, he's in charge of the ship's teeth. And the carpenter, well, the carpenter is literally the guy holding the whole thing together. See, if you're the carpenter, you have a connection to the ship that no one else can understand. It's like the vessel is alive, and it talks to you. You hear problems long before anyone else feels them. You know the difference between the sound of a happy ship cutting through the waves and the sound of a ship that's quietly dying. And right now, the ship is talking again. That vessel on the horizon, it's not just a payday. It's a change you can feel in your bones. The timber's grown differently under the weight of anticipation. You can feel the tension of the coming fight in the very wood of the ship, long before the first cannon is even loaded. Okay, we're getting near the top now. Just below the captain, you have this trio of officers who actually run the day-to-day life of the ship. Think of them as the management team, the ones who turn the captain's big-picture plans into action. And look at how they split up the power. It's actually pretty smart. You've got the bosun, who's in charge of the crew, then the sealing master, who's the expert on the sea, navigation, all that. And then you have the quartermaster. His job, basically everything else. And yeah, that makes him incredibly powerful. So here's the really crucial thing to understand. The quartermaster is the crew's man. He's their representative, he enforces the pirate code, he settles arguments, he makes sure the loot is divided fairly. His job is to handle all the internal drama so the captain can focus on the external threats, like other ships. The crew's trust in him has to be absolute. And so, here we are, the top of the ladder, the captain. This isn't just about having the biggest hat or the best coat. It's about carrying the weight of every single life on your ship. Every call you make, every risk you take, it all comes down to you.
And this is one of the coolest things about pirate society. It was a democracy. You didn't become captain because of your family or your money. The crew chose you. They held a vote. They put you in charge because they respected you and believed you could lead them to a fortune. And here's the kicker. If you mess up, they can just as easily vote you out.
So let's go back to the quarterdeck. You're the captain now, looking at your prize. Your sailing master has put you in the perfect spot to attack. But something feels wrong. A merchant ship this close, they should be panicking, running around on deck. But it's empty, silent. It's way too quiet. And then you see it, slowly being hoisted up their main mast. It's not a white flag of surrender. It's the Royal Navy flag. And in that instant, your stomach just drops through the deck. Suddenly, the situation becomes horrifyingly clear. Canvas tarps are thrown off their deck, revealing rows and rows of cannons, way more than you have. Men in uniform pour out from below. They are not merchants. They are soldiers. The realization hits you like a cannonball to the chest. You've been lured into a trap. And as you frantically scan the horizon, you see them. 2 more warships appearing out of the haze, cutting off any chance of escape. They were waiting for you to take the bait, and you did. The quartermaster turns and looks at you. The gunner looks at you. The entire crew, all 60 of them, they stop what they're doing and they're just staring right at you. They're the ones who chose you. They followed you into this. And on their faces, there's no fear, just complete and total trust. They're waiting for your command. This is the ultimate test, isn't it? When things go right, you're a legend. But when it all goes this wrong, you're the only one who can make it right. You take a breath. The whole world seems to go silent. What do? What's the order? Your career, their lives, it all hangs on the very next words that come out of your mouth.